What do you bring to the table?
Everything.
So look at me now.
I am the table.
I do not accept a coffee or a walk as a possible date option.
It's that power dynamic.
Women nowadays are so high maintenance. What do you bring to the table? Oh boy, I have a lot to say on this. Let's go.
You're an adult. Everything you listed is you just being a human adult.
Do I see them? Oh, hell yes, because I'm one of the ones that asks all the time. And yet I never get an answer.
I was talking to one of my guy friends about love bombing, and he goes, well, yeah, that sounds like the penny method.
I'll be honest, I don't think guys and girls can be friends.
Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to see some women triggered. But why? Why are they triggered so easily? Well, we're asking the infamous question. Ma'am, what do you bring to the table? Let's see if we get some answers. Let's get into it.
What do you bring to the table?
Everything. I got 2 kids, you know what I mean? So everything. If you're willing to provide for my kids, then everything.
Everything like what?
My kids, my life, my mental health, everything, like everything. Everything you want to know about me, I'll bring to the table for sure.
I'm not sure where you're watching this from, but where I'm from, words matter. So I gotta put the blame on the interviewer in this situation because he left out a key word. What good things you bring to the table, what positive attributes you bring to the table. Hey, she was just answering the question. It's on you to decide if you want to sit down at that table too.
Do you listen to what our young women, what comes out of their mouths these days? If they ask somebody, what do you bring to the table? So look at me now.
I am the table.
What do you bring to the table? Our women don't say, I have brains, I can do this, I can help you take your business to the next level. They think this is the table. I have breasts, I have nyash.
You see, that's because women are just smart. They know 2 things. First, they know men, we want them for their bodies. Not always, not 100%, not the whole shebang, but hey, the first thing we see, what we're attracted for, we see that body, we see that face. Right? So they're going to use that to their advantage. The second thing, when they're asked that elusive question, they know that everyone has a short attention span. So they're going to dodge and deflect the question. And meanwhile, we'll just get distracted by their body and move on. Spoiler alert. The table is the relationship. You can't beat a relationship to the table. I'm just saying.
Way too close. I'll slow down. Yeah. And this feels even creepier. Guess I'm passing.
So many men can relate to this because so many men just want you to be comfortable. The worst thing that they can be called is a creep.
Sad but true. It's unfortunate, but that's true. Only thing I can suggest, if you find yourself in that situation where you're just on a happy little stroll late at night, is you and another small individual, I don't know, maybe pick up the phone, act like you're talking on it, or maybe actually call somebody because that would be creepy if you're pretending to be on the phone. Pull up some videos. Hey, love versus logic videos will be a great distraction to let her know I'm actually paying attention to this and not paying attention to you. Just saying.
I do not accept a coffee or a walk as a possible date option, and neither should you. First of all, I'm not a dog that needs to be walked. Second, I have an espresso machine at home, works fabulous. We're not doing drinks either. You're going to try to get me drunk and take me back home. No, we are doing dinner. You're going to pick me up. We're going to come to the restaurant. We're going to see your table manners. We're going to see what you order. We're going to see, do you hold your chopsticks correctly? We're just going to, study you a bit. Okay, so dinner it is.
Oh, so I guess when that waiter or waitress slides that check on down to the other end of the table, you're going to snatch it up, right? It's amazing how people want to just spend up your money. Like, how you going to have all these demands and list of things when you're just there? You're just going to be skating off for free. How you going to make all the demands? Hey, can't be too mad at her. I guess she's just trying to get a return on her investment. Looks like she's had a little work done. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but she wants to be seen.
What do you bring to the table?
I'm not going to answer this question. This is just something that I wouldn't
answer in a date. I'm not going to answer
Sure,
here.
fine.
I'm not going to answer how many books I've read.
Okay.
It's that power dynamic.
What do you expect men to bring to the table?
Integrity, clarity, consistency, strong connection to divinity, not necessarily religion, but some kind of purpose-based lifestyle.
So what is the female equivalent of that?
The same.
Then why wouldn't you just say that at the table when he asks you?
Simple question. You had all these fancy words that just rolled off your tongue, but you couldn't seem to talk well about yourself or what you can actually provide in a relationship. But you had a list of demands for what this man has to be. And I won't ever lower my standards. Hats off to her for keeping her accountable. She's going to remember that.
Women nowadays are so high maintenance. What do you bring to the table? Oh boy, I have a lot to say on this. Let's go. First of all, women bring emotional support. We're there to provide comfort and a safe space to come home to. We bring compassion, care, and healing. We bring beauty and femininity. Cause don't lie, bro, you also take pride when your girl is a 10. Your ego gets boosted too when all your friends think your girlfriend is hot. Don't lie, bro. We're also there to give you a second opinion, to stop you from doing stupid shit. Cause we have your best interest at heart, and we want to support your goals, your plan, your vision. And on top of that, we bring intimacy, closeness, empathy, understanding, guidance to the freaking table. Cause I've seen y'all men comfort each other, and it is the lamest thing ever. Oh bro, I had a bad day at work. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Take it easy, yeah? Here, have a can of beer. Now, would you prefer that? Or, oh baby, do you want to talk about it? Tell me, what else can I do to make you feel better? If you'd rather be comforted by your bros and a can of beer, then go marry each other. Or better yet, go marry the fucking table. And mind you, women nowadays can afford to pay our own rent and bills. We can buy our own meals and can still afford to go on shopping sprees to pamper ourselves with cute clothes, makeup products, and beauty treatment. So if we can already do that for ourselves, I guess the question is, what do you bring to the table? Period. Okay, I love you always. Bye.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I was trying to agree with what she was saying so much because she was actually answering the question. She was providing all these things that men actually want. But, you know, it was packaged in a certain type of way, and she kind of skated off the deep end at the end, and there was just one or too many bros for my taste. But hey, I'm old. Maybe that's your thing. If that's what you're into, have at it. That's on you, pimp. So I'm going to just speak on the first part of what she was actually saying. And she answered the question. Furthermore, there were things that a man will want and desire in the actual relationship. You know, the table. So somebody who can calm you down when situations go and is supportive, sign me up.
What are you bringing to this so-called table? Me, for myself, I work a 9 to 5. I'm a single mother. I take care of my kid. I pay my own bills. But that's everything that you do for yourself. What are you bringing to the table as far as a relationship?
You're an adult. Everything you listed is you just being a human adult. So I expect you to be independent. Just like I'm independent, Ace is independent, Jew is independent. We do everything for ourselves. Like a lot of women's personality trait is that I'm strong, independent, and don't need no man. Of course, that's not showing me anything that you could offer a long-term successful relationship.
So if I rephrase the triggering statement of what are you bringing to the table in a more acceptable way, it would sound like this. So as a woman, what attributes do you possess that would improve our relationship and improve my life? What are you bringing to the table?
That sounded good, and it was definitely a softer way to package and present that. But hey, you sounded real selfish if it's coming from a man. How can you improve my life? What are you doing for me? Not about men. Winning.
And because a lot of women have been conditioned to believe that their worth and value is directly predicated on how much money she makes, how much she owns, what kind of degree she has, when you ask them this question, those are the type of responses that you get. And that's not what you bring to the table as a woman. It has taken me years to understand my value and the significance of my energy and aura as a woman. So now if someone was to ever ask me that question, here is how I would answer. Yeah, I own a business and I own a home, but those are not my greatest assets. My greatest assets is that I understand sacrifice, hard work. I understand commitment. I understand financial literacy and the importance of building a legacy and starting generational wealth. My mindset is what got me the things that I have. That's an asset. The world is hard enough, so I have really worked hard to be a positive energy in the world. That is what I bring to a relationship. When you are out fighting the world, I want you to enjoy coming home. I want to be your peace and your comfort. I want to be the person that speaks life into you. The world is tearing you down, but I'm here to build you back up. Two heads are better than one. Teamwork makes the dream work. Those are things that I live by every day. So I understand that I need to be in a relationship for me to create the lifestyle that I want for my family. So understanding that we are better together than apart, that's what I bring to a relationship. Yeah, I cook and clean and I know how to make a house a home, but I do it out of love. So I'm able to feed my family love from the inside out when they eat my food. When you come home and you sense the energy that that house has been taken care of with love, that's what I bring to the table. I want to be welcoming to you. That's what I bring to the table. You ain't gonna get that everywhere.
If that is how she approaches relationships, she ain't gonna be single long, if she's single at all, because she has done the work and you can tell. Those are definitely attributes that a man wants in a relationship. I know there's not many women that watch this channel, but if that is foreign to you, you might want to replay that in your head.
Do you see these guys that ask what a woman brings to the table?
Do I see them? Oh, hell yes, because I'm one of the ones that asks all the time, and yet I never get an answer. Maybe this time I will. Let's see what she has to say, shall we?
And they ask it seriously. I'm convinced that men that ask that question is because they never met a woman yet that they super wanted.
What? Super wanted? As opposed to wanted? I guess there's a difference. I don't know what it is, but this ought to be good.
That or they're gay, and I can't be convinced otherwise.
Oh, dear Lord. They're gay? If a man asks a woman what she's going to offer him in a relationship, he's gay?
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Oh, my. Let's continue.
You're a man and you're super into a woman. What does the woman bring for you to the table? The fact that she's exclusively yours and you wanted her bad enough. The fact that your desire of wanting her has been fulfilled by having her and having her exclusively.
Or to put it another way, nothing. I mean, literally nothing. Other than he gets graced with her presence, which I guess she thinks is of some sort of value to a man. And I think I can safely say on behalf of most, if not all men, your presence isn't going to matter that much to us, unless you're bringing something of real value to us.
That's what she brings to the table.
So as I said, a big nothing burger. Ladies, if you're watching this, I hope you take heed of what I'm about to say, because it'll save you a lot of lonely nights and a lot of wondering about where are all the guys and why aren't they asking me out. And I'm not trying to insult or demean anyone, but this mindset is why guys are walking away in droves. This sense of entitlement, this sense of self-worth that today's women have, that they think simply gracing us with their presence is all they need to do. Yet they've got a whole list of things that we need to fulfill for them. Here's a hint for you, ladies. Everything she said she can provide, we can get from a dog. And we can get it without the drama, without having to spend a ton of money, without having to worry if we've done enough housework to make her happy, or whatever else it is on her list. No, that dog will give their love to us unconditionally, every day, every night, 24/7. Something I guarantee you that we're not going to get from a woman who thinks this way. I've said it before, I'll say it again, but I know you're not going to listen. Your presence is meaningless to us unless you're giving us the things that we are looking for in a relationship. And I and many others have told you what those things are. Respect, acknowledgement, and peace. Those are the three big things. Yet you will not give them to us. You won't even consider it. All you're going to offer is your presence. Hate to break it to you, ladies, but we're going to have to take a hard pass.
I definitely have to agree that your presence is not a present. But I'm just not on board with getting a dog and just walking off into the sunset just much. But I see what he was saying. I just can't get on board with that. Maybe I'm just not an animal person or whatever, but I would just avoid women that use a little word salad like that. And it's nothing. Empty calories. She had a whole bunch of nothing because that's all she brings to the what? You get the theme of the video.
I see you watching my Instagram stories. You miss me, don't you? Nah, I just swipe on stories randomly. No, you don't. Just say it. I got a nose job. I started going to the gym. I've improved financially and physically. You must miss me. Trust me, I don't. But good for you. I just saw your stories a few days ago. You're still the same guy. I thought after we broke you were going to start taking care of yourself and stuff, but somehow you're still a loser, Amau. Thanks. You're not over me yet, I can tell, but it's never too late to change yourself. If you want me back, just say it. Maybe I'll think about it and give you a chance. Nah, I don't want you. No, you do. You're just acting hard to get, and this isn't good for you, cause no girl in the world would want to date a loser like you. Probably shouldn't even have texted you in the first place. You're completely right. Why, you really just proved to me that you just never had feelings for me. How can you be so cold to the person who truly loved you and cared for you? I didn't mean to come off as rude or anything. I'm really sorry, but can we sort this out? I'm gonna be honest now. I really miss you. It just seems like you're the perfect guy for me. Okay, cool. I knew you also missed me, haha. You were just waiting for me to make a move. So we're basically back together now, right? Absolutely not.
So I didn't think that was real because he was just cool as a cucumber. Like I was like, man, how is he able to keep his composure? And then I heard the roller coaster of emotions that she was going to, and that definitely sounded a little familiar from some of the conversations that I've had, back in the day at least. Does this count as cyberbullying or something? Can he put out a restraining order? I guess he should just block her because he is kind of entertaining the back and forth. He can take a couple of actions, but get off her social. Block her there. But he handled it well, so who am I to sit up there and say he should go ahead and cut her out completely?
Okay, I'm getting ready to go on a date, but I learned some information today that feels illegal to know. I was talking to one of my guy friends about love bombing, and he goes, well, yeah, that sounds like the penny method. I was like, the penny method? There are methods? So he starts explaining it to me, and he goes, okay, imagine a girl is a piggy bank, which, interesting analogy, but hear me out. In order to get her interested, obviously at first you have to be feeding her $100 bills. But putting in $100 bills is a lot of work, and you don't always want to be doing that. So eventually you reduce it to 90. Now she's going to feel the decrease in effort, but it's only 10%. So if she tries to bring it up, she's going to sound crazy at this point. Now here's where it gets sick. The next thing you do is you bump it back up to 95. Now, instead of feeling like she lost 5, which is how she would feel if you went directly from 100 to 95, suddenly she feels like she's gained 5. But you are still putting in 5% less effort. Basically, you just keep repeating this cycle and weaning her off your effort until you get to the point where you're giving her pennies and suddenly she's excited to receive a nickel. The idea that men might actually think like this makes me so afraid. Like, is this boy math? Because I don't like it. Anyways, be safe out there, ladies. I think the takeaway message in all of this is that we should never be accepting anything less than $100 bills.
I've never heard of this in my life. But hey, I'm not out there. You guys gotta fill me in. Comment down below. Is this a thing? Luckily, I don't have a female audience, so I'm not worried about, is this something you gotta look out for, ladies? We're not worried about that, fellas. Let's be honest. Speak truthfully. Is this something you've done? Or is this news to you and you're gonna try it on the next one? It sounds like a lot of work to me, man. If I give forth a little effort and she's not appreciative of whatever effort I get, then that's about it. All I can do for you. What more do you want from me?
My fiancé asked for a one-sided open marriage. So I canceled the wedding. 2 weeks ago, we were 2 weeks away from getting married. She asked me to go to therapy with her. She was already seeing a therapist on her own and wanted me to go with her and have a talk before the wedding, where we could be completely honest with one another. That sounded a little weird to me. I thought we were already completely honest with one another. After all, we were getting married in 2 weeks, right? Also, she was super protective about her therapy sessions and didn't really talk about them. I have never met her therapist. So to be invited there all of a sudden seemed a little out of place to me. The day comes, and I go there. But out of self-preservation, I had my phone open and recording any audio. My fiancé was already there. I had to wait 20 minutes before I was invited in. The therapist greets me and shakes my hand. We have small talk. She tells me I am not at all the way my fiancé described me. I think she is trying to compliment me. Then she looks at my fiancé and tells her this may be harder than we thought. That absolutely weirded me out. But I am a calm and collected individual, and I don't react, just keep that dumb smile on my face we all have in awkward situations. So the therapist starts talking. Has a small speech I don't care to repeat. My fiancé takes my hand as the therapist starts telling me that we live in a modern world, and that my fiancé wants us to have a non-conventional marriage moving forward. I smile, I am not sure what the hell that means. Through my mind, I am thinking she wants to talk about how she will not be a slave to her husband, she will not sacrifice her work life, etc. modern woman and girl power and all that. Nope, she is actually talking about how once we get married, she wants to be free to sleep with other men. The other non-traditional type of marriage. But she loves me a lot, and would not be comfortable with me having the same benefits. Because she would be too heartbroken knowing that I find other women attractive and that one of them could steal me from her. So I let them finish talking. They were very fluent, and they got more confident talking, probably empowered by my lack of reaction, and because I wasn't saying anything. This was definitely something they had rehearsed. I then asked the therapist if she was licensed. This, by her reaction, was not what she expected to be the first thing coming out of my mouth. She said yes. So I told her to explain to my fiancé why we would not be getting married anymore, and why we would not continue being a couple starting immediately. I wished them good luck, and left the office. Now, I want to report the therapist.
That therapist was on the payroll. I mean, there's a certain degree to where I'm not mad at somebody not getting rid of that cash cow, because that is a client you will have for years and years and years, and be able to invoice them because she's going to bring in other men and other relationships and multiple, it seems like, because that's what she wants. Oh, man, who you going to report it to? Like, what was it? Just get out of there, man.
I'll be honest, I don't think guys and girls can be friends. It's just
Oh,
the
at
truth.
all?
No, at all. Listen, there's a formula. You want to hear it?
Yeah, let me hear it.
Okay, if they're both hot, they can't be friends because you're both hot. Like, you're just gonna want each other. If you're both ugly, it can work because you don't really have that many options and you already like each other. So then you're just like, okay, you love me, I love you. Let's like have a family.
Yeah.
But then if one is hot and one is not, it depends who's the hot one. So if the guy is
Like
hot,
the Reacher and the Settler?
yeah. If the guy's hot, I really think because men are visual creatures, like it can't work if he's not attracted to the woman. So that friendship can work. But if the girl is really beautiful and the guy is not, it can still work. The friendship can work. No, sorry. They'll get married. Because if he has a good personality and he's successful and rich, she'll settle the luck department and she'll just marry him. So that's my equation on that.
I mean, that's pretty calculaic.
No, it's true. Like, there's a study on it. I don't know who did it. I just made that up.
Yeah, okay. Science. I mean, you really value science.
Do I?
Golf clap. Bravo. I have never heard a woman realize that. Most of the time, it's an attractive woman and she thinks that the friend that she put in the friend zone is really just hanging around for her pleasant personality. But this woman gets it. She knows that, hey, a true friendship generally doesn't happen between the opposite sexes. She presented it pretty well. And there are some cases to where it can work, but the high majority of the time, it's not going to work unless you fall into certain categories. Give credit where credit is due. And I'll give you credit if you hit that like and subscribe on your way out.